And we do the entire thing backwards. The reason it works is we do the entire thing backwards, and I'm going to let my partner explain to you why and exactly how that process works, so that you understand that remember that money is what? An idea backed by?
Confidence.
Confidence. It's not, I'm telling you that I believe it'll work. Here's the proven track record. And he's just one. There are hundreds of people. Jim?
Yeah, it's worth, I think it's worth speaking into what you taught earlier about belief.
Yes.
Because I'd had those lists for a couple months and was not willing to buy, because you had, there's the bidding list, monthly, and then there's you own these inventory. And I kept evaluating on my standard way, okay, ARV, and, how much is it going to cost rehab, what's the comps in the area across the U.S. And it's like, distance away, I'm not doing this. When there's thin to normal method. But when you guys had this completely vertical integrated system, and on April 6th, I heard it differently. Like, okay, you guys are really doing all this, then it doesn't matter whether I'm in that market, and you had a different way to go about finding your buyers than my orientation and of a owner finance buyer. And so with that, I went ahead and, I said, okay, I'll risk, and took the 3 homes, and it's worked out really well.
Yeah, and so that understand that this is really a new paradigm. That's why we focus on buyers first. We do the whole thing backwards, because the masses are doing this way, and the masses are trying to rent this low-income housing, and that's why they don't work. And this is an incredibly different process. This is the first time that when we give them a house, and we rarely have default on these because we work out, number one. Number two is if we get a house back, instead of my example of the house being trashed, for the first time we actually get a house in better condition than we gave it to them. Because when we gave it to them, it was not livable. So that means somebody went in and moved in and lived in it, so they put everything, they did the painting, they put the thing, and they made it livable. And because we treat them with respect, these are not the people that they're going to go and strip everything. They're the owners of the house. They give us back, and you'll hear stories after stories that how they're feeling guilty about giving the house back because they can't, for the job, they moved because of job. Now they're helping us find the buyers. Hey, my cousin will actually, I'll bring in a buyer. And they could, we say, sell it to your cousin. No, it's too much work. You sell it. So when they give it back, this time we can sell it for more. Because now it's property appraised before it won't even appraise. Because now it's livable. We can get an actual appraisal. So we can sell it, and we can get a gain down payment from them, and so the investor makes more money. It's a very, very different principle from that. Let me share with you. So what we have done, my philosophy on whenever I teach anything is take the best and leave the rest. No matter where you go, you're not going to agree or like everything you hear, but you have to find the nuggets. And then you can come to more and then see what works for you and take and run with it. What are the nuggets that you have taken from my talk? Have I added value so far?
Yeah.
So I want to make you practical. And what I find is that the longer you have done it, the more you appreciate what I'm doing for you. And because you realize how hard it is and how much of the heavy lifting and everything that we're doing for you, and what you have to do is find your top 3 nuggets, and you write down, and then write down what are the action steps for them. What are your action steps for the nuggets that you find, and review your notes within 24 to 48 hours. Review your notes within 28 to 48 hours for doing this. And I'm approaching this in a very different way today than I've ever done before. Because I told you right from the beginning that my first love, my real passion, is personal development. And I chose real estate because that's a vehicle I've chosen to give you the financial freedom. Because I believe there is no freedom without financial freedom. There is no freedom without financial freedom. So, however, in that process, if you do not increase your personal development, your money will never catch up. Are you with me? My mentor Jim Rohn used to say, work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. And so what I'm going to share with you is that all the things that I've created for you, that every month, and it's personal development, it's my real estate stuff. Everything that I'm sharing with you from a real estate perspective is I want to give it to you. And what I want you to invest in is in your personal development. I will invest in yourself, and I'll give you the real estate for free. And make a commitment to lifelong learning so that I can feed you every single month. All of these things I'm feeding it to you. And one thing about from this is, as I said, as a student of personal development, I have a very good friend. His name is Chris Crone, and Chris has created a platform called the Conscious Creator Mentoring Network. Conscious Creator Mentoring Network. It is not a product. It is a movement that he's created, and with this, we want to change people's lives. We want to change people's lives, and not just in the United States, in the entire world. But think about it, but starting right here in the US, did you realize there are 42 million Americans that make less than $18,000? And this is the land of opportunity. They have the exact same opportunity that you and me sitting in this room. And the difference is they don't have a what? Mentor. They don't have the specialized knowledge. And nobody has inspired them to create the desire because they just surrendered. They think that's it. That's it. And I have spent easily, six-figure, very high six-figure, $500,000 in my personal development, personal growth, hiring mentors, doing mastermind, high-end, all of those networks. And those, because I can afford it, but the rest of the country, 42 million Americans can't afford it. And what we have done, because it's my passion, is I have teamed up with Chris, and I realize what my strength is and what my weakness is, and building the back office, the business is not my strength. What I'm doing in front of you, inspiring people, is my gift. And so the Conscious Creator Mentoring Network, it is that I shared with you that how do you manifest this level of success? How do you manifest this level of success is through mentors. If you want to change your life, tell me in what arena, mindset, vision board, any arena that you want, you find a specialist, and that because somebody wrote a book, then they're your mentor for that level. And so this mentoring network, what will it do? You'll love the mentoring network because it creates limitless financial abundance, unstoppable business success, lasting relationships, physical well-being, and deep personal fulfillment. How many of you, honestly, that if all of us have the desire that at our own level at some point that we want to become a philanthropist, that means we want to make a difference, not just selfishly for ourselves, but we want to give back to society, the community that we live in. How many want to do that? But for most of us, what we do is we said, we'll do it someday. First, I have to take care of myself. I have to build and have enough money for me, and then when it's left over, that's when I'm going to do good. Am I correct? But I'm going to today give you an opportunity that when does philanthropy begin? I'm going to give you a shift. We want to create a movement for world peace. What is world peace? World peace is with one person that starts. Without financial freedom, there is no world peace. And without opportunity, there is no world peace. So what we're going to do is we've created, imagine a community of mentors. not just me, I'm a finite resource. And if you want to hire me personally, it would cost you tens of thousands of dollars. And that's not practical for most people. So all of these collection of mentors, and it was in the company's out of Salt Lake City. I was there last 2 days training. I was training the mentors. So the mentor's mentor. I was speaking to all of these people. Ann Webb was there, Gerald Rogers was there, Chris Crone is the founder. This is Chris Crone. Jim, do you want to give me the 2 books?
Sure.
And can you pass me the 2 books, sir?
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna wake up this afternoon.
Just pass it. And thank you. And this, imagine on anything, different topics of mentors and teaching self-government in their home. She went to Chris' house, charged was $23,000 to some, had the dog obedience. She teaches for the kids' obedience and the unruly behaviors. She spent 3 days at his house. He's got 4 little kids, and helped him. He said she goes, look, magic, miracle. And so mentoring network is when you get to the networking site, it has how do you choose of all these things. There's a guidelines on how to get started, how to collect your first 4 recommended mentors. There's a mentoring vault, and we have live symposiums, and then you can become a mentor. How many would like to give back that you have something inside you that you want to teach someone else? Here's a platform for you to teach others. Put your things. I am looking for those people that I want to put your course in there for free. So the world can benefit. If you have something good to say, we want to change the world with this. And this has never been possible before. You can also choose by mentors. You can also choose by displaying the courses. You can see what courses there. You can choose by the courses. You can also search by topic, that business, conscious family, finance, fitness, goal setting, health and nutrition, mindset, relationships, sales and marketing, social leadership, different categories. What is it that you need? And you can put in there. Now, Chris is brilliant. Chris Crone, the founder, he wrote, Chris, the founder that you see here, and this is his real estate book called The Straight Path to Real Estate Wealth. At age 26, he retired with a 6-figure residual income from his real estate portfolio. He has a very, very different philosophy and took a different path. At age 26, when he retired, the whole world is coming to him and asking him, how did you what? Do it. How did you do it? So everybody's asking how do you do it, and people like myself and others, we started, when we did well, we started teaching it because I thought that was the only model, and I started teaching that model of teaching other students and charging them for my classes, boot camps, and mentoring. Chris did completely the opposite. He says, no, I'm not going to teach you because you think that teaching you is the answer, that if I teach you, that you're going to do it. No. Because you think knowledge is important. I'm telling you, system and expert doing it is more important. He took a different approach. Instead of teaching you how to do it, he has 200 experts in his company, and they will build the portfolio for you. And he goes, the reason it works is because I've taken you out of the equation. Because 8 out of 10 people, when they go to real estate seminar, they don't do anything. Would you agree with that? Mm-hmm. It's not just my seminar, it's just a statistic. But the opposite is true with his thing, because they give him money and he does everything for you. And he has commoditized his real estate, everything for it in his company, brilliantly. But then he called me last year, and he's been doing it for 8 years, and his company, his real estate business turnkey operation. He called me last year, and I've known him for years. And he said, I'm about to launch my dream. Because that's my, I didn't know that like me, real estate is his second love, personal development is his first love. So we had like a meeting of the hearts and minds. And he wrote a new book called The Conscious Creator. Phenomenal book, and both of them. And he went to all of his, like me, he spent $500,000 plus in mentors. So and now we went all to our mentors and said, hey, listen, why don't you give me your digital course, and I will take your digital course and I'll create a vault and put it inside my vault, and you'll give it to me for free. Only criteria is you cannot give me something that you normally give it away for free. It has to be something that you're charging hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars, so that I can tell people that this is, you cannot get it for free. That's the criteria. So in the vault, this is not the free YouTube video that you get it for free. So everything in here is, I went to my mentors, my real estate mentors. I went to them. I said, give me your course. Chris went to his. We went to our relationship mentors. And now there are hundreds of mentors